Good morning, all. Are y'all doing all right? Yeah, it's a bit chilly this morning, so if you do decide to bundle up, there will be no judgment from me. I might even join you. Who knows? So I thank you online for those who attend. Welcome to Brighton Unitarian Church. Can y'all hear me okay? Am I talking slowly enough? Good. I worry about that sometimes. I'm Reverend Julio Torres, but please just call me Julio. Fellow Unitarian, but up in London. Don't hate me too much. Whilst I am a minister, my day job is actually in IT. And in IT, any corporate environment, there's thoughts of quarters of the year. But as a reverend, I can't help but think of quarters of the century. We are coming into 2025. We're completing the first 25 years of the 21st century. We're entering the next quarter of the 21st century, and all transitions are worthy of reflection. You know, the longer the period, the bigger the picture. What has changed in 25 years? What change do we hope to see in the next 25 years? 1903, we defied gravity with planes. In the 1950s, we explored space. And now we have AI. Yet there is still inequality, poverty, and violent conflicts. What does this mean for our spirituality and theology? So, this morning I will light our chalice. Too vigorously, apparently. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to borrow this. Yeah. Oh, don't. Oh, there it is. No, that's all right. I can sort your computers, but not the match. Oh, come on. We got there. We bring with us today the sands of time, the spirits of our ancestors and humanity. And we call upon nature to uplift us and keep us grounded. Let us nourish the wisdom within each of us, learn from each other and those who came before to make a better tomorrow, and pass on what we have learned. We'll now have a moment of silence. Feel free to close your eyes, take a few breaths. I'll let you know when we come back. Dearly beloved, take your time, get back to this space. There's no rush. Treasure the silence. It's golden. Dearly beloved, I'd ask y'all to come back as we light one more candle in honor of Advent. And this is a candle for peace. And whilst Advent is a Christian tradition, I thought I'd borrow an Islamic prayer of peace for today. Send your peace, O Lord, which is perfect and everlasting, that our souls may radiate peace. Send your peace, O Lord, that we may think, act, and speak harmoniously. Send your peace, O Lord, that we may be contented and thankful for your bountiful gifts. Send your peace, O Lord, that we may endure all, tolerate all, in thought of your grace and mercy. Send your peace, O Lord, that amidst our worldly strife we may enjoy your bliss. Send your peace, O Lord, that our lives may become a divine vision, and in your lights all darkness may vanish. And send your peace, O Lord, our Father and Mother, that we, your children on earth, may all unite in one family. Amen and blessed be. And dearly beloved, the reason you all come to church is to do a bit of singing, I think. So I'm going to let y'all do a bit of singing. We are doing 168 in our purple hymnals. Or no, it's a 68, excuse me. 68. 6-8. Not 168, 6-8. I Dream of a Church. Jana will play a bit of a playthrough if you haven't heard it before, and then we'll sing along. And I'll give y'all a cue to stand up and start singing. We're good? All righty then. Take it away, please. And join in. I dream of a church that joins in with God's laughing as she rocks in her rapture, enjoying her art. She's glad of her world and its risking and growing. 'Tis the child he has born and holds close to her heart. I dream of a church that joins in with God's weeping as she crouches way down by the sorrow she sees. She cries for the hostile, the cold, and no hoping, for she bears in herself our despair and disease. I dream of a church that joins in with God's dancing as she moves like the wind and the rain and the fire. A church that can pick up its skirts pirouetting with the steps that can signal God's deepest desire. I dream of a church that joins in with God's loving as she bends to embrace the unlovely and lost. A church that can free by its sharing and daring the imprisoned and poor and then shoulder the cost. God, make us a church that joins in with your living as you cherish and challenge, reign in and release. A church that is winsome, impassioned, inspiring, lioness of your justice and lamb of your peace. Please be seated. So this morning's reading is an article from the website Screen Rant, because I recently saw the movie Wicked, and I have seen the play in September, but so help me, if you haven't seen it, it's a spiritual experience. And there is one particular song. Oh, sorry. I thought I said something. Never mind. There's one particular song, Defying Gravity, which really triggered the old, it hit all the heartstrings. It was, And so this article is about that. And this is written by Angel Shaw, titled, Defying Gravity Explained, the Elphaba song, full lyrics, and what it really means in Wicked. Defying Gravity, a song in Act 1 of the musical, sees Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, realize that she must proceed alone without the support of those she loves and idolizes to do what is right. Still, the true meaning of this song comes in many layers. As the standout moment in Wicked, Defying Gravity has long resonated with audiences for a wide variety of reasons. Some identify with Elphaba's desire to do what is right, even if it means she will be labeled the enemy. Others see her declaration that she will fly free as a reflection of their own hard earned decision to be precisely who they were born to be, regardless of how society may criticize them. Defying gravity speaks to anyone who has ever been made to feel like they are the enemy, trapped on the outside of accepted society. Elphaba's words send a message to members of the LGBTQ plus community, the disabled community, immigrants, underdogs, or anyone else who fits within the category of other. The wizard, earlier in the musical, said, "Everyone deserves a chance to fly." But Elphaba took his words in Wicked and organically delivered them to anyone and everyone who needed to hear them. Thank you all for listening. And you guessed it, it's hymnal time. Yes, right. So we're doing number 38. I'm going to double check because I've definitely made an error before in my notes. Yes, we are doing 38 for the music of creation. So again, once again, we'll have a lovely playthrough. And then y'all are welcome to sit, stand, but sing. Sing the best you can. You'll hear no judgment from me. I sing with passion, not skill. So please take it away. Please sing along. The music of creation, where the song of spirit sings, more sounds, divine expression, burst of joy in living things. God, the world's composer, hear us echoes of your voice. Music is your honor, glory, let the human heart rejoice. Songs of symphonies exalt you, Roman drums train. Simple melodies acclaim you, tunes and bright deepest need. Hymns of morning and golden, gush from cheerful cold. Wells of love and wisdom song, magic heavenly knows. Oh, voices of the ages, in transcendent chorus we worship, lifting up the senses and the praise of dancing feet. Lord, discord and diversion, music's peace or joy and peace. Harmony of earth and heaven, song of God that cannot cease. So Wicked was first on Broadway 21 years ago and released this year with a powerful message. Part one anyway. Next year is part two. Don't blame me, blame corporate Hollywood. And 25 years ago, I was still thinking of joining the army and becoming a lawyer. I was still a patriot. 25 years ago, I never heard of Unitarianism. I was studying to go through confirmation as a Roman Catholic. The Twin Towers still stood in New York City. I think I had only just started using the internet, AOL, with a username inspired by Austin Powers. Now, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on about the last 25 years, probably for 50 years. But if there's one thing I ask you to take away from today, it's that faith for Unitarians, in my opinion anyway, is less about a certainty of an outcome, but it's more about the possibility that something wonderful is possible. Less about the dogma of a knowing there is a God, with the specific attributes like all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful. Faith is more about humanity, that it can be better, a faith in yourself that you are wonderful, and that nature can be a wonderful thing. And if there is a God or a force or a spirit, they are indeed both your great-great-grandparent and also your best friend, maybe more. But the possibility of a better future requires faith. Maybe there is a God. I, as a pantheist, certainly believe it. But empirically, who knows? I support all the atheists and agnostics. Because let's be honest, we would have to peer into a time before light, which humans haven't done yet. And we Unitarians come from a dissenting tradition. And in the US, the Unitarians merged with Universalists who believe that all have equal dignity. And if there is an all-loving God, all are deserving of God's love. And with that in mind, there is a passage I am constantly reminded of from the Bible, the book of Numbers. It's chapter 16, verse 3. One of the Hebrews by the name of Korah, well, I find him a very interesting character in the Bible. He was one who fought for a universalist perspective and equality amongst the Hebrews as they began their exodus after this golden calf debacle. Now, Korah says to Moses, "You have gone too far. All the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. So why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" And in classic Old Testament fashion, the next day God smited him and their families. Let's just say it's one of the issues I have with the Hebrew scriptures and what Christians call the Old Testament. But I find this particularly powerful when reflecting on one of the central themes in the musical Wicked. Do we conform to the power structure and hierarchy, or do we try rebelling and calling out our values which differ from the norm? Now, there are times, as a minister, what can I say? I do this, where I find the need to find a word in the Bible, just see how it's used. Just do a quick little search on my phone, because I have it on my phone, because I'm a geek minister. But not the Greek or Hebrew. Unfortunately, I'm not cool enough, just an English translation. So I looked up the word defy. Any guesses at how many times it was used in the Bible? Throw it out a number. 0 to a million. Where are we going? It's all right. 4. 4 times this word was used in the Bible. In my translation, anyway. and each time used in the negative. Don't defy God. Don't defy the monarchy. But there are times when we, as a dissenting tradition, well, we need to dissent, and we need to defy the status quo. Dissent for what's right, dissent for the greater good. Call out systemic injustices as spiritual issues. Take on what in Christianity is called a prophetic vision and call for justice. When we defy, we need the evidence to see where we have been and to make a plan to achieve where we want to go. And that's basic change management, to use my project management and agile ways of working skills. But when I reflect on the past 25 years and I establish my hopes for the future, well, my politics and spirituality are tied. They're not going apart no time soon. And granted, I need moments to escape and reflect, to be present with the divine in myself and around us. But the fact remains, our spirituality is tied to our values, our principles, our practice, what we put into practice. Our politics are also tied to our values, our principles, what we put into practice. And the last 25 years will have been different for each of us, even if we witness the same global, national, or local events. Of course, that assumes you're older than 25, but if you're younger than 25, the last 25 years has influenced the way you were raised, it impacted your upbringing. And if you'd have told me 25 years ago, to little teenage Julio, you're going to live in London, you're going to have changed faith groups, you're going to work in IT, you'll have lost your patriotism, I had called you a liar. Flat out. But the last 25 years have seen movements like Black Lives Matter, the hashtag #MeToo movement, Occupy Wall Street, ongoing calls to end apartheid and genocide in Gaza, so many hundreds of violent conflicts around the world, climate marches, global war on terror, emphasis on, sorry, I didn't quote my global war on terror. Even the Poor People's Campaign has been reignited in the United States. And that was something Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to establish before he was assassinated in 1968. If I'm being honest, spiritually, there's just too much to unpack. But I always start with my mini spiritual assessment. And in that, there's 4 areas I try to cover. 1, how is my sense of connection to myself, my loved ones, humanity, and the universe? 2, sorry, I'm American, I should be doing 1, 2. Second, my sense of meaning and reflecting on life. And in terms of, do I find my life having been worthy of it? Can I find meaning and reconcile that? And third, the sense of purpose, which keeps me going every day, that keeps me, just moving and grooving. And fourth, hope. That vision of the future, which nourishes me. And one of the reasons why this is my favorite of the Stoles, a gift from my friend, because it's there. But if I'm regarding connection, number 1, the pantheist in me, the believer that God is the whole of existence, I would need to reflect on a whole lot, everything, and my connection to everything. And there are times where I feel gloriously fulfilled. And there's other times I feel quite alienated. For example, I hope to reconcile a connection with, say, my ancestors. Because being Puerto Rican means dealing with a multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic heritage. Spaniards who committed genocide against Native Americans, both groups ancestors of mine. And if I were to go into Ancestry.com, that spreads out quite a bit in further ethnicities. But I know I would love to be connected with the divine even more over the next 25 years. And if I'm thinking about my past, the last 25 years haven't been the greatest for Puerto Rico, New York City, the US, the UK, and the world. I mean, in some ways, yeah, there's advancements in technology, sure, but I will not be happy until homelessness, hunger, war, discrimination, things of the past, myths and legends. And on the second part of the spiritual assessment, meaning, I have a sense of validation that the past has been good for me, or certainly led me to becoming a better person. I feel like I've been on the right path. And I think of all the ways my life could have forked in different journeys, and I think, hmm, hmm, hmm. Maybe this had a point. But if not, I certainly made the best of my situation. I have made meaning from my story's life. And that, granted, has always come to me fairly easy for one reason or another, even though I had wished I won the lotto and I wish things had gone smoother. But it was worth it. But then I ask to you all, do you feel like the last 25 years have been worth it? Whether it be a struggle, whether it be an ease of the journey that you, the whole of humanity, have faced. And then I go to number three, the question around purpose. I take that as a current look as to, again, what drives me every day. And that purpose is what allows me to continue to focus on family, on my work to bring justice into a world of oppression. And I'm a fan of liberation theology, and it demands I call out injustice, and I firmly believe in my pantheist Unitarian version of it. But it keeps me going every day. This fuel, this sense of duty. And I ask you, what purpose do you have? Or what drives you every day? But then I ask you the question, what stops you from living your dream? Because that's probably a cause for social justice. I say if you can't retire by the age of 50, if you can't work 3 days a week, if you have to wait more than a week for healthcare, and if there's some kind of news you hear about violence for XYZ reason, probably a cause of justice. There's probably some systemic oppression messing you up. And I say, or at least I ask the question, a biased question, but I ask it anyway. Do we need to take what's called the prophetic stance, the stance against injustice? Will I have the same purpose in 25 years? Who knows? I certainly didn't 25 years ago because I was just trying to finish school, play video games, and join the army. But then, number four on my mini spiritual assessment, hope. It's that vision for the future. This that difficult part of a spiritual assessment for me. Because my inner cynic, the enemy of hope, has been validated and knows disappointment. And unfortunately, there's a lot in common with the person losing weight as there is a society becoming a more beloved community. People go on these crash diets, there's issues with lifestyle changes, there's issues with diet, exercise, healthy practices, there's stress in life, and let's be honest, sometimes medicine is going to be needed to kickstart things. And then society plays these power games instead of thinking what will benefit 7 generations of people from now. And I believe firmly all faiths, including and especially Unitarianism, needs to work towards building the beloved community, where abundance, peace, and equality are the norms, and the evils of poverty, militarism, and all forms of discrimination, including racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, among so many, as well as the wrongs of imperialism and colonialism, are rectified. And I have faith it can happen, even if my inner cynic knows it can never happen. I won't let it destroy my faith. I won't let it destroy my hope. Because again, faith for Unitarians, it ain't about certainty. It's about the possibility. And the universe willing, a bit of activism, a bit of democracy, it'll happen in the next 25 years. If I am blessed, in fact, to be alive in 25 years, to reflect again. And of course, I have a bit of faith that'll happen. And that faith is rooted in one thing in particular. I believe in the power of love in the world. Martin Luther King Jr. said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I say something slightly similar, that love anywhere is a threat to evil everywhere. And dearly beloved, that's a fantastic source of strength for us as a faith community. We as a spiritual community can learn from that. It's the only lesson really I can share with you all after reflecting on the past 25 years. And certainly, I pray that our vision, our hope, manifests itself in the next 25 years. And I thank you all for listening. So, spoiler, we're going to have a piece of music. Further spoiler, we're passing it around a little bit of the old collection stuff. Again, no judgment if you can't give. I don't know if you brought change with you. I certainly didn't, but I will be direct depositing this congregation. We're a nonprofit. Our donations all are appreciated, from £1 to £1 million. If someone happens to want to give $1 million, yay. But yes, please give away. And then Shauna's going to play a lovely piece of music while we're doing our collection. I'm going to give this to you. It's me again. So, dearly beloved, this part of the service, she's good. Which reminds me, I didn't say my pronouns were he, him when I started. Memory alert. Sorry about that. This part I call spiritual moments with Julio. Because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to pray, lead a meditation. God knows what I'm going to do. But today, a bit of a visualization meditation, a bit of a prayer. I'm going to say a few things and then give y'all a couple minutes to just engage with your inner self. That being said, I would like y'all to start taking a few deep breaths, just the old, you know, you know. And deep breaths are key because the word spirit and chi both come from the word breath. I want you to visualize yourself. 25 years ago, for those above the age of 30, 5 years ago, for those who are younger, what were you wearing? What was your favorite food? What were your hopes and your dreams? What were you proud of? What were you scared of? I would like you to transport yourself gently through each of these years. What has your journey been like? What do you hope for the next 25 years? And I would like y'all to dream the best. Today, reality will not crush you. I want you to dream your deepest desires. What do you hope for yourselves? For your family, your friends, your loved ones, for humanity. And now I will leave yourselves to yourselves. A couple minutes. Wander. Wander your hopes, wander your dreams. And dearly beloved, take your time, but start bringing yourself back, little by little. There's no rush. And dearly beloved, I hope this is something you will do later today when you have more time. Because unfortunately, we're on the clock. But now is the time, from my opinion, my favorite of all Unitarian practices are candles of joys and concern. You'll annotate a few candles down here. 15, potentially 20. Lost count. Y'all are welcome to come up and share your joys and concerns. We are on YouTube, or no, we're being streamed. So Just bear that in mind. If you prefer to do it silently, I respect it. Um, if you want to come up, say we'll take a few minutes for this. One thing I will do, because it's part of Lewisham Unity's tradition, we always do this, and that is start us off with a candle for peace. A hope for the future, a concern for the present. There are too many, and I think when I last checked, there's about 100 major conflicts in the world, but uh, the one I call out these days is near and dear to my heart, conflict in Gaza. Again, if you don't share that concern, you'll hear no judgment, but I light the candle for peace anyway because it's on my heart. Again, this is an informal part, so feel free to come up as you will or chill, relax. I just ask you stay warm. Oh, sorry, you know what? Dearly beloved, first I want to check does anybody have anything they'd like to light a candle for? Going once, going twice? Dearly beloved, I got one for all of you. The mega candle. The candle for every joy in our heart, for every concern in our heart. And I hope that your joys are multiplied to infinity and beyond. And I hope your sorrows are eased, and that you remember that we're part of a community for when we have those sorrows to share. I light that candle for us. Ah, yes. And once again, the reason you all came is to sing. So we're doing, yes, 136. It is the Praise the Source is the hymn which we will be singing, 136. Again, we'll have a bit of an intro, and then I will give y'all a cue to again stand or sit, but please sing passionately. No judgment. Cheers. The source with a passion for discerning how the world has been designed. A sense of wonder flowing from the wonders we serve. Keep our faith forever growing and renew our need to pray. Source of wisdom we acknowledge that our science cannot and the breadth of human knowledge only partial truth and word far beyond our calculation. We cannot stand where purpose for creation and the quest of life are found. May our faith redeem the wonder of believing that alone has displaced the grounds for wonder with the ancient prophets taught. May unlearning curb the error which unlearning faith can bring. Wisdom justifies undoing with an antiquated creed. Pray for minds to probe the heavens. Praise for strength to brave the air. Praise for all that beauty lends. Praise for silent music prayer. Praise for justice and compassion, and for strangers, neighbors, friends. Praise for hearts and lips to fashion. Praise for love that never ends. And dearly beloved, I have one blessing for you all. It's lengthy, but it's from the heart. May the storms of nature, of life, never deter you from remembering that the sky is not a limit, it's the first step in your journey. May you defy gravity, revolt against oppression, and embrace all the love and wisdom from the past. In times of alienation, in times of loneliness, remember that when you work together, your potential is unlimited. Don't let patriarchy, unjust, oppressive economic systems, where there's so many industrial complexes, whether it be prison, military, etc., don't let them fool you. Things need to change, and you can help in every small way. And may you share what you have learned to help the next generation. And may you and humanity all have peace on earth and mercy mild, and merry lives. And keep on spreading the goodwill to all humanity. And remember, we're approaching the solstice. These are dark times in the literal sense, but let love be our guiding light. Amen and blessed be. And that's my segue to my favorite hymn, quite literally. Number 98, Love Will Guide Us. And I like a very jazzy blues version of this, so if you're not feeling the, start prepping yourself mentally and emotionally, and sorry, I love this hymn. So anyway, once again, we're going to start with a little intro, and then please sing with your hearts. This is my favorite, so I'm expecting a lot from you all now. Before it was whatever, this one. Oh, yes. Please. Oh, yeah. And let's all do it now. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak for thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. Cheers. I'll take a seat. Thank you very much. Yes, round of applause to everybody. But before we extend us, I need to give a round of appreciation and love. First off to Sean for the lovely music. Everybody, round of applause. I wouldn't come to church without music, so thank you for letting me be here. For Stu, thank you very much for helping out with all this stuff. This would not happen without you. For Francis, where are you at? Francis, for reminding me about the Advent calendar that we were lighting today. For Kathy, for just providing all the guidelines. I would have been lost without you. But Kathy, where are you at? There you are. Yeah, you are. And let's see, Caroline is going to be helping out with a few things afterwards and also helped with the collection, so thank you very much. And then a shout out to just Reverend Jennifer Saunders for letting me just show up and share my spirituality with you all, but also to you all. Y'all could have just been like, I'm leaving now, but y'all showed up, so thank you very much. But now, we extinguish this chalice but not the light of truth, not the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. For these we hold in our hearts until we gather again. And now, I leave it to yourself. Caroline, I think you have a few announcements. Oh, no, we're doing the postlude. Sorry. Sorry.